Violence has been a tragic reality of the human experience. It permeates our daily life, causing untold misery. For those who love and long for peace, we must ask ourselves, what can we do to end it? Ambassadors for Peace, men and women from diverse backgrounds working to make peace real in communities around the globe.
This program has brought the good in people. Ambassadors for Peace, in my view, has done so much as a program to bring people together and bring a meeting of the mind and bring people to resolve their problems peacefully.
The Ambassadors for Peace seem to take the very best of all the forms of peacemaking. These ambassadors, frankly, are from all walks of life, and they are experts in what they do, so that when they talk about peace and when they talk about reconciliation, they really mean it.
If we are to survive, we simply have to break down all the barriers that divide us and look for common denominators, look for solutions that bring us together rather than divide us. And I truly, truly believe that the Ambassadors for Peace program can help bring that about.
The Ambassadors for Peace program brings people from diverse backgrounds together in dialogue, service, and problem solving, often with those whom they would normally never engage. This sharing of experiences in an atmosphere of love and understanding leads participants beyond traditional barriers to form lasting bonds of heart. This is the transformative power of the Ambassadors for Peace.
That's what our Ambassadors for Peace are working on most immediately, whether it's in the Middle East Peace Initiative or in other places around the world, to build the bridges of interreligious cooperation and understanding. That's not simple work. It's work that requires repeated effort. It's work that requires an investment personally as we engage with one another.
This is the spot. There is so much love by Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad. Peace be upon them all. We are the children of Abraham. No more wars. No more bloodshed. No more killing. Assalam, assalam, peace, peace, peace and harmony, Ya Allah, for all the children of Abraham. May God bless you. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
It's very heartening to see a Jewish rabbi embrace a Muslim sheikh or imam. All problems are solvable if people of goodwill really want to work together. And in this case, the Ambassadors for Peace program has brought those people together and allowed them to exchange ideas. And the free exchange of ideas in an atmosphere of love and peace and friendship is so crucial if we are to solve our problems.
What fosters this spirit of diversity yet inclusion is the commitment to common ground principles, so essential to America's founding spirit. The challenge of our founders was to forge unity among many faiths and peoples to create a new nation, based upon universal principles, what they called self-evident truths. They formed a vision of equality, justice, freedom, and faith, from which a great nation emerged. Not all Americans saw these truths as self-evident, and our nation fell far short of the principle that all are created equal. But the principles remained as an ideal to strive for. John Adams said, "Our Constitution was made only for a moral people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other." It took centuries of suffering and a bloody civil war to end the injustice of slavery. Other founding fathers and mothers emerged who laid claim to their inalienable rights through strength of character and the power of faith. Martin Luther King dreamed of a nation that would one day rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. But the battle against injustice continues, from the Native American Trail of Tears to the struggle for equality for women and minorities. America's history has chronicled the efforts of righteous men and women to make the dream real. In this spirit, the Ambassadors for Peace initiative identified 5 universal principles that form the basis for building a world of lasting peace. These ideals bind us together even as we strive to realize them. What are these principles? First, God is the origin of all humankind and loves the entire human family with the heart of a parent. Human beings are essentially spiritual in nature. Marriage is a sacred institution. The family is the school of love and the cornerstone of world peace. The 4th principle of peacemaking is living for the sake of others. This ideal is found within every major religion. The 5th universal principle is that interreligious and international cooperation are essential to world peace. Lasting peace cannot be achieved through political compromise alone, but requires addressing the root causes of conflict. It is faith that engenders the power to forgive and the unconditional love to overcome generations of resentment and hatred. Responding to this vision, men and women from all walks of life have become ambassadors for peace.
I have been a United States ambassador, as you said, and a senator in my state and a state representative. And being an ambassador for peace is really one of those things that I covet. I believe that on a personal, people-to-people level, we can achieve a lot, not just for the United States, but for the peace of the world.
The Ambassador for Peace recognition is an appointment, not an award. People are honored to be designated as an ambassador for peace, but in that designation, they are affirming their commitment to work together for lasting peace.
Ambassadors apply these principles in a variety of local and global projects. Peace initiatives are underway in the Korean Peninsula, in South Asia, and other hotspots around the globe. A highlight of the ambassadors' global efforts is the Middle East Peace Initiative. At the height of the Israeli-Palestinian violence, ambassadors from the U.S. began a series of interreligious journeys to the Holy Land. They engaged local leaders on both sides of the conflict in dialogue and reconciliation, easing decades of mistrust, meeting with key leaders in the spirit of peace. Since then, more than 12,000 ambassadors from 70 nations have journeyed to the Middle East, rekindling the spirit of hope and working to change the atmosphere to one of dialogue and constructive engagement. These same principles have the power to heal and transform our communities. In San Francisco, ambassadors are addressing gang violence. In Washington, D.C., sports is the instrument to put youth on the path to peacemaking. In Paterson, New Jersey, City Council members are working with local ambassadors for peace to develop innovative approaches to the city's chronic challenges.
I love working with people. I love bringing people together. And I think God has placed me here to be an ambassador for peace because, you know, we don't come this far by ourselves. And God saw fit to have me appointed to carry out His work.
Native American ambassadors for peace employ the wisdom and spirit of America's indigenous peoples in the service of peace.
We had a meeting with the mayor of Jerusalem. It was the last day of the year and he was so busy. And we spent together 2 hours with tears and praying together, and singing together. When Chief George Akin made him a Native American blessing, he started to cry. And That was amazing.
I think they recognize that we as Aboriginal people with no baggage or vested interest, because we've been such a downtrodden, oppressed people ourselves, are going over there because we care to. And there's some affinity between souls who have suffered.
Ambassadors are active internationally in a variety of initiatives: AIDS education and prevention, service and development projects, Sports for Peace and the Interreligious Peace Sports Festival, programs to heal, strengthen, and renew the God-centered family. Women ambassadors for peace bring the heart and patience of motherhood to the peace process. Women ambassadors from traditional enemy nations cross a bridge of peace to embrace one another in a moving ceremony of reconciliation and form lasting bonds of sisterhood. The vision for the Ambassadors for Peace comes from Dr. and Mrs. Sun Myung Moon, who have lived a lifetime as peacemakers, working for interreligious and interracial reconciliation.
He's the man, to me, I can say this as a Muslim. He's the best Muslim that I know. He's the best Christian that I know. He's the best Jew that I know, because he's truly concerned. Why? Because he's doing exactly what the Quran is asking us to do. Reverend Moon is leading that movement. The book says, the Bible says, judge the tree by the fruit that it bears. We need to judge Reverend Moon by what he does.
Recognizing that diplomatic and political efforts alone will never bring peace, Dr. Moon initiated the call for an interreligious council at the United Nations. He then founded the Universal Peace Federation, demonstrating the power of genuine cooperation beyond religion, race, or ethnicity in the challenging work of peace building.
I'm glad that God gave him a vision to carry this program throughout the nation, to bring great leaders together.
In a time of great promise yet significant challenge such as ours, many ask, how can one person make a difference? Genuine peace is our common dream, and together we can make that dream real, raising families of true love, living for others, overcoming the barriers that divide us. America's greatness has been shaped by the character and faith of her citizens. The Ambassadors for Peace initiative is bringing together the leadership of such men and women of character.
This program should be in every city, in our country, in every state, in our country, in every nation, in every city in the world. And this program could be as strong as the United Nations itself, and even stronger.
Because there has to be a movement to save the world. And I see it as this is the movement.
Be a peacemaker. Become an ambassador for peace. Transform the world and yourself in the process.